kill shit. 6 feet.
All right, 6 feet going deep. It's Torius with
6 feet going deep. It's your boy Young MDK. Young MDK.
Oh, nice to meet you, Young MDK.
Yes, sir.
Well, why is that your name? Like, what does it stand for?
So the MDK stands for $1 Million Kid. J Young is J Young. So originally my name was J Young, but then people used to call me the $1 Million Kid too. It was like J Young, the $1 Million Kid, but that's too much to write. You know what I mean? It's just too much to put out. So I just abbreviated MDK. And then as you get older, it could stand for like $1 Million King. It could be a lot of different things, but that's what the MDK originally stemmed from.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's like NBA. Like, you know.
Before that though, before that it was MDK. But yeah, it's like it's so many different people with like 3-part letters. But I would say the difference between my name and their name is it like theirs is based on like their crew, like NBA young boy got NBA. It's like an NBA crew or whatever. MDK is not a crew; it's just my name.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask if you're like affiliated with MDK or.
No, it's just literally my name. Like people that roll with me, like before I go Hollywood Company and stuff like that. But as far as like the actual name, MDK is no other MDK. Like it's not like MDK Young or MDK Rick or MDK. It's not like one of those type of things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you started making music, was it only just you making music, or did you start out with like other people?
I never been in a group. It's just always been me. From day one, just started out freestyling, rapping, battle rapping, and just doing all that stuff. And then from there, just loved it and started getting into actually making songs eventually. And yeah, but it's always been musically just me.
So you were telling me that you grew up in Atlanta or grew up in Cali?
So I was born in Cali and I lived in Cali. I also lived in Harlem, New York City, but was raised in Atlanta, Georgia for the most part.
Well, why were you moving so much?
My mom. My mom was moving. She moved originally because she had it wasn't her husband, but it was like her husband, RIP to like my stepfather. His name was Roger. But when they broke up, that's when she moved from California and, was just trying to get away from him pretty much because she still loved him and didn't want to, but still knew that she had to leave. And it was so abrupt. She just literally came to school and was like, we moving. What? What do you mean we moving? And she was serious, so.
Did you lose a lot of friends after you moved?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say lost. Yeah, pretty much lost contact, right? Because, once you move across the country, it's like, people are cool still. It's like, oh, what up? But then that initial connection with everybody, like being there every single day is not there because you left, like in school.
Did they have social media at that time?
Yeah, but it wasn't Instagram. It was more like
MySpace?
MySpace. What else was around? Definitely MySpace. Black Planet. You ever heard of that?
Black Planet?
MySpace, Black Planet, YouTube, but you wasn't talking back and forth on YouTube. Really, it was Facebook and MySpace.
You had like AOL, right? Like AIM?
No, I didn't have that. I had my first Yahoo.
Oh,
I
Yahoo.
had Yahoo.
Yahoo Instant Messenger, right?
Yeah, Yahoo and then Gmail. I'm still on Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I started on Yahoo.
Yeah, because I've always stayed in the same place all my life. So like for you to say that you.
Where is that? Toronto?
Oh no, here in Miami.
You got a Toronto sound. For some reason, I thought you was gonna say you was from Toronto.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's just like your cadences of your of the tone and just the way that your words. Or what is it? What are you?
Because people tell me that, like, oh, you sound Canadian. I'm like, how do I sound Canadian?
See? I'm not the first one to say that.
That's why
you heard it here first. He's going to reveal that he's Canadian today.
I wish I was Canadian. Then I'd be like, oh, yeah, you're
Canada lit right now, so yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah. I've been to Toronto. I've been to Montreal before. Never been to Vancouver, but I've definitely been to Toronto a lot of times. One of my first music managers was from Toronto. No, I'm lying. He was from Buffalo, and he would always go to Toronto because Buffalo is like right there. I think it's like an hour, maybe 2 tops. So yeah.
Is it cold there?
Where?
In Toronto?
When I went, hell yeah, it was crazy. It was like freezing.
What do you prefer? You prefer like cold weather or like Miami heat, like out here?
I prefer the heat over the cold any day. But I don't like neither. I like it right in the middle. Like I like California weather. Like as far as like, let's say if you was out in like the mountains or something, to where it's like, I like it to be to where you could wear anything, like all purpose. Like I'm wearing shorts today, but that's only because I'm in Miami. I don't really wear shorts like that. But I like it to be the type of weather where you could wear long sleeves, but at the same time you could, like, it just don't matter. Like nighttime it get a little chillier, so then you could throw a little jacket on.
That's what I was gonna say.
A light jacket, whatever. So yeah.
That's what I was gonna say about Cali weather. It's like you dress for the day, like in like shorts and stuff, but then
Right.
at night it's like such a drastic like
Change.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I like that, because now
like that?
I love fashion. I love getting fly and doing things like that. So now once it's like that, you get to like do a little bit of both. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you get to dress this way, but then you get to be like, all right, I feel like wearing this. Oh, I could wear that tonight. So you could really shop for all seasons.
What about like when you go to New York a lot?
Yeah.
So in New York, well, I mean, in the summer it's hot, but like a lot of times it's like really cold.
It's real. It's like one extreme or the next. Like in New York, it feel like it's like either super hot, and it's unbearable in the summertime, but it's like at nighttime it'd be fly, a lot of fun out there. But wintertime, man, I can't do another cold winter. I don't really like. I could do it if it makes sense, if I'm doing something, but overall, nah, I don't like the winter.
Do you feel more pressure to dress fly when you're out there?
No, I feel like I just like to dress no matter where I'm at. But it's a lot of fly, it's fly people in New York, it's fly people in Atlanta, it's fly people in Cali. It's just like different styles, I would say, though. But regardless, I just like to get dressed no matter where.
Yeah. How do you stay up to date with your fashion? Like, you just see, like, do you just come up with your own styles, or do you try to like keep up with the mainstream?
A little bit of both. Like, everybody want to keep up. Well, not everybody, but I like to keep up with what's going on. But at the same time, there's certain things that I'll wear that other people may not wear or may not think is cool. You know what I mean? I mean, most people do, but some people it ain't for them. I'm slim, I'm skinny, so it's like certain things I'll wear that other people may not be able to wear, and it's like, oh, it still look good.
Yeah, I always hear the best outfit is just have a slim body.
That's what they say.
Like being in shape.
But I mean, it's some bigger dudes that's fly too. The best thing is just knowing like what make you look good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like knowing, oh, this is my thing. Like, oh, I could wear skinny jeans and they could look cool. Then I could wear certain shirt that go, or whatever. But then there's certain other things I may not be able to wear, but you may be able to wear, or somebody else may have their arms out. I'm skinny. I'm not gonna be like in tank tops and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. So it just depends.
Do you have someone helping you out with that, or is it just you? Like,
on a fashion side?
Yeah.
Nah, for the most part, it's just me.
You know
what I mean? I've seen things where I've been inspired though. Like you might see a dope outfit, somebody wearing it, like, oh, that's dope, or something similar or whatever. But as far as like styling myself, I just pretty much just wear what I like to wear. I don't think too deep into it.
You ever like try to like gatekeep stuff? Like have like some underground designers that you really like?
All the time. Because I mean that's the future. You know what I mean? It's like underground music. If you find some dope artists, like, oh, that's the future. And the same thing with clothes or with anything else. But yeah, absolutely. If I see some dope stuff, and then even when I be on Instagram, like, because once you look at a lot of fashion stuff, they just like suggest things and it pop up in your on your feed. So I see like independent people and I'm like, oh, this is dope. Let me try to order this or let me get that, more so recently. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are you the same with music?
Yeah. I just love all type of music. If it's dope, it's dope. It don't matter if you like super mainstream or if you local or whatever it is. If it's dope music is dope music. So yeah. And then people that ain't on just be hungry. So it sound good. It's a different type of hunger,
Have you felt that same way about your music?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I've always been hungry. I feel like I was hungrier before, though, honestly, like music-wise, because I used to do less. Now I do a lot more. Like, I'm on the music side of it, but then I'm on the CEO side of it, trying to push it. I'm on the marketing side of it. Then I'm still like hopping into films or hopping into, whatever else. So it's like a lot on the plate and really trying to balance it to where it's not as much time to only do this. Like at one point in time, I was only going crazy on music. So it's like so easy to just crank it out. Now I have to find time to like, all right, gotta go do this and make sure, that everything else is still straight and cleared out of my mind as well.
So when you say that you're still hungry for it, like as not as hungry, do you look back on the things that you've done and be like, you know what, I've already like gotten all these achievements. I can slack, I can rest?
No, not at all. Because I don't feel like I got many achievements at all. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I got many achievements. It's just that it's more on the plate and more going on to where it's like it's harder to do that. I can still do it, but it's still harder to do that when I'm trying to make sure that all of this other stuff is right at the same time. Like, because my goal is more than just music, and it's more than just film, it's more than just any of that. It's like overall I want to be on another level, like all across the board. You know what I mean? And more so, I'm more interested in ownership of things and stuff like that. Like we trying to live like this. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to, So I just have, my vision is different. So it's not there as much, but it's still there. And I got like new music coming out and still dropping stuff and everything, but it's just, yeah.
One thing I get from you, like from your vibe, is work harder than anyone else to be better than everyone else.
Halfway there. Work harder than anyone else to be the best you. Like I'm not trying to like I was talking to one of my friends about this the other day. It's like it's so much out here for us. Our mentality sometimes be like, I could only be successful, or only I could do this and I'm gonna outwork you. I do wanna outwork you. Just like if we play basketball, I wanna beat you in basketball too. If we play football, I wanna win that. If we was playing Madden, I wanna beat you at that. I just wanna win, period. You know what I mean? So it's the same exact thing that I put into anything though. Just period.
So what do you consider winning in the music industry?
In the music industry, winning, there's several people that's winning. You got like Drake is the ultimate winner in music, but you have then you have other people that's dope, like Russ, that's like independent and super winning at the biggest level too, I think. But winning to me is just being able to take care of myself and my family off of it. Like really take care of them and then have financial freedom and just really being able to, generate that and generate future wealth off of that as well. And also just like being able to touch people, being able to be powerful, be like as far as like the messages that you send, like being around longer than me, like my music eventually being around longer than me. Really anything that I do, what I'm saying right now, being able to be around longer than me and someone looking at that and being like, that inspired me. His hustle inspired me. His music inspired me. The way that he moved, it inspired me. So that's what I would say.
Were you inspired by Russ to drop a song every week?
That was one of the inspirations. Yeah, it happened during COVID. So I was just inspired by COVID, like the whole everything that was going on. I was like, damn, I was inspired to do something while everyone was down, while nothing was going on. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop a song every week. I didn't come up with the number yet. I wasn't like, I'm gonna do 50 songs, but it ended up being 50 songs, 50 weeks. So after I decided I was gonna actually drop a song a week, then I started thinking of numbers like, how long am I gonna go? I was like, all right, I could do 20 songs, 25. Nah, that's too low of a mark. That's like a mark that anybody could do, I feel like, So then I was like 50 or 100. 100 would just be too much. Like I could do it, but it'd be like, how long is that? 100 weeks. That would have been a long time. But I was like, you know what? All right, 50. I'm gonna do 50. And then I threw it out there. Before I even knew I was gonna do it, I said I was gonna do it. So I knew once I said I was gonna do it, I had to do it because everybody just seen me say I was gonna do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So after that, it was like, all right, 50 songs, 50 weeks. But I'm very familiar with Russ's campaign, so yeah, that was definitely an inspiration as well.
Yeah, no, it's good that you have integrity like that you said that you're gonna drop this many songs.
Right.
But my question is, like, how many songs do you usually record like a week or a day, like when you're in the studio?
It depends. Any given session, like if I do a session, realistically, probably like 3 to 5, like 3 to 5 songs per session. So it depends on how often I'm recording that week. So during that time when I was doing that campaign, I was recording like 4 or 5 days a week, at least 4. So yeah, it was just like I was racking them up like that. Then it's like, all right, I like these ones, I like this one, that's okay. I don't really care for that, or I want to get a feature on that, I'll use that later. It was like things like that. Then right after the 50 songs, 50 weeks, I dropped 2 albums as well. So on the same day, I dropped the rap album, I dropped the R&B album. Was like, okay, I'm gonna do this too. So at that time, I was just recording way more music, a lot. I'm stashed up. I got music for years.
Because let's say you have like 5,000 songs. If you're gonna drop 50 songs a week, or no, a song every week,
right,
for 50 weeks, what do you do with the rest of those songs?
You write for people with some of them. Some of them never see the light of day. Some of them you release in the future. Some of them they need a feature. Like, oh man, I just need a feature on this one. Some of them like, oh, this would be a dope hook for that person. Either you give it to them or you're featured on their project singing the hook or rapping the hook or whatever the case may be. So it's just so many different ways that you could just, put it out there.
Do you ever love your songs as if they were your own children?
Of course, you fall in love with records. I mean, I have a song about my daughter, so of course I love that one like it's my child, because it's about my child. It's about, I fall in love with those ones that's like actually speaking about something that's just real to my life or true to my life at the time. I always could go back to that same place. Like, it takes me back to that same place rather. So yeah, I would say so.
Do you feel like you have to have lived something before you talk about it in a song?
No, I don't think you have to. Not nowadays. It depends. I mean, it depends. But I feel like you could tell when someone has lived what they're talking about. Like, it's an organicness to it that you could feel. I feel like that, but I don't think you necessarily have to have lived it. Think about, like, back in the day, how many people talked about probably murdering people and doing crazy things like that never did it. I'm actually scared of this generation right now, like the youngins that's really like out here doing that. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like you had to have lived it. It's people that talk about being a millionaire every day, or they write a rap, got so much money, if I died, I would, whatever. But that's not the case. A lot of the times are talking about just things they never did. I feel like with music, it's about what you do. It's about what you've seen, done, and it's about what you could imagine. It's all 3 of those, if you ask me. But some people talk more about what they do. Some people talk more about what they've seen other people do. And some people talk more about what they can imagine. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, someone could be right here in this house right now, and it ain't their house, right? But that don't mean they won't talk about, champagne in the wine cellar in the middle of the living room. I knew I would see my vision soon, or see my vision bloom. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That's just a freestyle, just thinking about it. But that is not a lie. That's here. That's tangible, but you don't own it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think about it.
So do you feel like if a rapper or artist talks about something that they imagine, that they're lying?
No.
It's not lying?
No. It's art. It's art. Like, you're supposed to be able to imagine. Imagination gets you everywhere. Like, that's the same thing with making a movie. You're imagining, you're coming up with a story, creating it, but then you have like Star Wars, and you have like Black Panther, and people like imagining. You have to be able to, this powerful thing in the world. Imagination is everything. You know what I mean?
So when rappers get upset at other rappers for rapping about like stuff that they don't really live, do you feel like that's justified because you believe that the imagination is powerful and valid?
It depends on what you rapping about. Like, if you rapping about girls that you never made love to, or like imagining that, I don't think nobody gonna come at you like, man, you don't even be smashing no girls. But if you rapping about killing somebody and shooting people, and you never did that, then you attracting those type of people that really do that. Then of course they gonna come at you like, oh, you don't kill people. You know what I mean? But if you're talking about something else, I don't feel like they're gonna get at you about that. I don't know though, but I don't think it's important to me. That's not the wavelength I'm on, and I really, so yeah.
That's something really good. I was gonna ask you, I forgot.
Okay, it's no problem.
Okay, well, going back to what you said about the vault, when you have all these songs in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I really want to ask you what I was gonna say. I forgot.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
You know how it be. The interview will be over. It's like, wait, this is what I really wanted to ask you.
Yeah, it always comes back to me, but then that's why I don't like writing them down because
right.
I like to go off the vibe,
Yeah.
One of the questions that I did have was, like you have all these songs, because if you're gonna only drop like how many? Oh, I do remember now. When did you start making music? Like how many years?
Probably like 15 years ago.
So
if I had to think about it, like 15 years.
So how many songs do you think you made in that span of time?
Probably 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I don't know. Thousands for sure. Thousands.
How often do you go back to the old songs that you made?
Not often.
Not often?
Not often. That's the crazy part. Not really. And I know a lot of other people will probably go back often, but yeah, not often. That's crazy when I think about it. I got some stuff that's on my hard drive, like old hard drive. I'll probably go back and, like, this interview may inspire me to go back. Because sometimes I listen to some of my old stuff and I do get inspired. I'll be like, damn, you was spitting. Because it was one point in time I wanted to be the best rapper alive. Like, I really wanted to be the best rapper, so I wrote differently. Then it got to a point where I didn't want to be the best rapper. I just wanted to be one of the biggest all-around people in entertainment, period. You know what I mean? But at one point, when I wanted to be just the best rapper and was focused on that, I wrote my raps for that, to try to be, and it wasn't even on storytelling and all that. It was just like, though, it was more so battle rap type of bars. Like, I tried to say the thing to make you like, ooh, like, that's what I focused on. I was a punchline. And then I went away from that because I was told I couldn't do songs at the time by, some people. So I was like, let me focus on just making records. And then I got good at making records. And then after that, I started to try to just have a balance between bars and a record. Just to give a balance. It started to be my thing.
Do you feel like battle rappers can make songs?
I don't know. It's, I don't know. It's sometimes it don't connect. I don't think it's as easy.
Why do you think so?
I think when you're used to battle rapping, it's just a certain type of. It's like asking if UFC fighters could box, or boxers could do UFC fighting. Some people can though. Some people could do both, but a lot of people can because I feel like it's a different mental training to do one or the other. I think like your objective if you're battle rapping is to tear somebody apart, rap about their whole life, tear them down. You know what I mean? But if you're doing regular rap, it's about different things. It may be about your life. It may be about love. It may be about girls. It may be about whatever. Like, you just doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen a battle rapper that has made it as a songwriter, like an artist?
I gotta think of who all was battle rappers. The most notable one for sure was Cassidy, but I gotta think of who else was like a battle rapper. Eminem was a battle rapper, actually. Yeah, one of the biggest artists of all time. Yeah.
But Eminem is different.
He is different.
Because his music is battle raps.
It's still, But he's a hell of a songwriter.
You know what you just made me realize?
What?
Drake is super into battle rap, but he's not a battle rapper.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, battle rap is dope. That's why it's fun to look at. It's fun to have somebody tear somebody and go crazy on them. It's like looking at your mama jokes or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wouldn't want to see someone joan on the next person? But it's in a different way, a more serious or whatever, you know?
Is it what league is in Atlanta?
I know my dude, I want to say my guy, John, the Don. I know he got the, the bullpen. I seen that. I don't know what other leagues is in Atlanta. I looked at URL and stuff like that when I watched, yeah.
Did you ever like, I don't know if it was Smack, no, King of the Dot.
Yeah, I used to love that too.
Yeah, that's the one I used to watch.
Okay, yeah. Man, there's so many dope battle rappers that came out of all those, right?
Yeah. Why do you think battle rap isn't, like, because I can see that you really appreciate the craft. Mm-hmm. Not just because you were in it.
Right.
You genuinely, like, you love it.
I just love it, yeah. I love music, like, whether I was in it or not. I love film. I love business. I love all of that stuff, whether I was in it or not. I think that's what keep me in it. That's what keep me hungry for it. That's what keep me happy about it. You know what I mean?
Do you consider battle rap music?
I consider it rapping. Music and rapping is two different things. It's rapping, just like singing is singing if you just vocally sing right now, right? But music, no, because to be music, you have to have instruments behind it. If you battle rap over a beat, it could be, but I think that'd be the difference maker.
So if you're doing a show and you're just spinning straight acapella, do you still consider that music? Because you're in the club, there's lights, everyone's getting turned up, so you singing acapella.
Well, I guess if from that notion, yeah. If it came from a song, it's a song, right? Well, when I think about music, I'm like, are we talking about like a beat behind it? Like who goes acapella? I mean, people who normally go acapella. You good? You super good. People who normally go acapella. See, that was music right there. See? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. That was music, but I don't know, there's no song behind it.
Bro, who did it?
Yeah.
I didn't know how comfortable you felt about like people talking.
Oh, no, it's fine. You could just keep what you want. You can always edit out if you don't, if it's too loud.
Damn, it's only been 28 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer.
Oh, yeah? We dropping jewels.
Definitely. No, yeah, 100%. Because I always appreciate when people like battle rap.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's such an underrated art form, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I love battle rap. Battle rappers are still making a lot of money nowadays, though, I think.
You think so?
I mean, I don't think everybody rich, but they're getting paid to do different. They're getting more than they used to get. Like every other thing is getting more than they used to get. Basketball, rappers, everybody.
But let's say it takes you 6 months to prepare for a battle, right? Mm-hmm. Were you in a league? No,
I was a freestyle champ at a radio station called 107.9 in Atlanta. So I was a freestyle champ there. And then after that, I battled Cassidy. And that's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
You battled Cassidy?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. That was my first claim to fame, as far as people knowing my name outside of where I've been. Because I was battle rapping. Everybody in Atlanta knew me for battle rapping at the time. But then when that happened, it went on YouTube, it went crazy.
How old are you?
My 30s.
You don't like saying your age?
I don't normally tell people.
I just want to know because
lately.
I mean, we're not that far in age, but I didn't grow up on Cassidy. I didn't grow up on Tupac. I didn't grow up on all the 90s stuff.
Who'd you grow up on?
If I would consider growing up, I would say 50 Cent, Eminem.
I mean, I love 50 Cent too. Love 50 Cent, the whole G Unit, Lloyd Banks. That was one of my favorite rappers too. Lloyd Banks. At one point in time, I liked all of the punchline kings, I would say. But definitely Lloyd Banks, 50 Cent, because he had the craziest melodies, and he was so gangster that you was afraid that he was gonna like come through the speaker and shoot you.
Yeah.
At the time, it felt like, you know what I mean.
But the reason why I was telling you this is because you like Cassidy, right? You like his music.
Some of it. I never. I was more of a fan of his freestyles.
So you say that you think that his battle rap was better than his music?
I ain't gonna say his battle raps, just his freestyle records. Like when he was like coming with a battle, more like just hard. I wasn't a fan of I wasn't a fan of like the records, for the most part. I'm not saying all of them because I like some of them too, but I'm just saying like I was more like 50 Cent. I was a fan of the records. You know what I mean? Same thing with Lloyd Banks. I was more of a fan of the freestyles than the actual songs. Although I did like his songs too, but I didn't sit and listen to his whole album all the time. But I listened to all his freestyles back to back to back to back. Could recite almost all of them to you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Same thing with Cassidy. I listened to the freestyles. Same thing with like Jadakiss.
I fuck with Jadakiss.
One rare person that I love, like both of everything that they did, was Fabulous.
Okay.
He's super underrated.
He's from Atlanta too, right?
Fabulous? No, he's from New York, from Brooklyn.
Never mind.
But but I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan of his.
So, basically, what I wanted to ask is because I grew up on like my favorite battle rapper was Disaster. You know him?
Yeah.
So he was always my favorite.
He was always left field and fucking
He said the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate like fast rap, you know, like Twista, Busta Rhymes, Ski Mask, like people that like Eminem too, like anyone that can spit fast.
Right.
That was always impressive to me.
Okay.
So I remember one time I was watching Disaster. I believe it was Disaster. I'm not too sure, but I think he was going against Cassidy, and I thought Disaster won because you know he's spitting like crazy bars.
Wait, he went against. Yeah, he did go against Cassidy, right? I don't know if I seen that. I think I did though.
It was a big thing because
at the time it was like Cassidy's return, right?
Yeah, because people that weren't even like tuned to battle rap were like watching him
for that.
Exactly.
And they gave him a lot of money, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he won a lot.
Okay.
Well, like not even just one. He like just up here he got paid, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it was like 50,000 or something like that.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't remember 100%.
And then he won. Yeah, Cassidy won.
But I didn't believe that he won. I always think Disaster wins everything because he's my favorite.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I mean, it's like your favorite artist, right?
But wait, before you start that,
okay.
I just wanted to say that because he rapped like, you know, he was singing, but Disaster rapping like he's battle rapping. So now I want your take, what you were about to say. Mm-hmm. But I want to know your take on like why you think Cassidy should win, like if it was his name or because he actually won the battle.
I can't give you an opinion on it because I don't remember the battle and I wasn't so deep into it, so I can't give you an honest opinion.
Even if you didn't watch it, just like how, like what is your perspective on that kind of battle where it's like?
Well, names are always, it's like when someone got a big name, you gotta annihilate them in order for you to beat them because it's like a champion, right? If you fighting a champion, like someone with a belt, and you beat them a little bit, they're gonna give it to the champion because the champion already. You have to really beat the champion. You know what I'm saying? You can't like barely beat the champion or almost beat the champion. Nobody's gonna give you the victory for real to dethrone the champion unless you like beat the champion. It's like, oh no, he won. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's why.
So would you agree that battle rap is mostly predicated on emotions since you are in a crowd? And it's like whoever's like, oh, or booing. Yeah.
I mean, you got a part of it is getting a part of it is getting the fans on your side. It's like the crowd. If the crowd is like, it's like a home court advantage at that point. Like if they're like, then people may not even listen to what you said because the crowds persuade them into believing that your bars were better based on the reaction because we're naturally followers as humans.
Exactly what I was saying about Cassidy beating Disaster. Because did he really beat him?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because I don't remember. I know I seen it, but it was so long ago that I just don't remember who said what. I would have to really remember. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, because battle rap is an intellectual sport, right? Mm-hmm. And I can see that you appreciate that. Mm-hmm. It's like using your wits to, just like you said, to annihilate the person. Mm-hmm. What you said about like basically to be the champion, you have to come with your A game, right?
Right.
So Cassidy, he's like, I'm big bad Cassidy. He doesn't really have to try. Like, who knows how much he put into it, you know?
Right.
Like, training. But then Disaster, he's like the underdog. So he's like, I have to really come with the bars to beat him, you know?
Of course. But it go both ways, because I would agree with you if it's, and like I said, I don't remember it, but I'm just giving an example. I would agree with you if they were going into, like, let's say Cassidy's specialty. But it was going into Disaster's specialty, which is battle rap, so he has the advantage for sure. Cassidy's advantage would be that people would want to see him win, like want to push for him to win. But because I was called definitely had a great advantage as well, you know.
So what I was gonna say after that is that if battle rap is predicated on emotions, right? Mm-hmm. And Cassidy already knows he's undefeated, he's the best. Mm-hmm. And he's just like calm and chill, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm that nigga. Basically, I'm just the best.
Right.
And then he's cool and calm and collected, and the crowd picks up on that. And then they're like, oh, I like this guy because, you know, he's not really trying, but he makes it seem effortless. But then Disaster's over here like, I'm the underdog. I have to kill him, I have to annihilate him. So he's coming out with these emotions that's like, I'm trying hard. And I find that people, and that's what I want to get your take on it too, your perspective, since you're actually in it. It's like, who do you think the crowd really goes for? The person who's not really trying and makes it look easy, or the person who's trying so hard and, you know, like putting out all this energy?
It just depends on, everybody got their style of music. Like, some people could be witty and calm with it, and then some people like real aggressive and so it just depends on who they feeling, who connects with the crowd, who connects basically, who bars connect. Y'all both could be equally as good talking in a different way, but who connects with that specific crowd at that specific time, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could have like an R&B and a rapper go on tour, like let's say Chris Brown and Lil Baby. Let's say like he's in the place where Lil Baby connects more, and then another place Chris Brown connects more. They love R&B, or they love this type of rap, or they love hood rap, or they love big rap, or whatever. It's like who connects with who. Nobody's really wrong or right, unless you just flat out get annihilated in battle rap. But besides that, it's like who connects, you know?
So speaking of that, you're performing at Summer Jam, right? Mm-hmm. I've always heard other artists say that whenever they perform at like big festivals, they get a little bit of anxiety because they don't really know who's the crowd here for. Like, are they here for me, or are they here for like someone else?
Right.
Do you ever feel that?
No. Especially not this show, because it's Young Jeezy. They're definitely there for him. It's Plies. They're definitely there for him. It's Boosie. They're definitely there for him. And it's Goody Mob. They definitely there for them, because I'm there for them too as a fan. So it's no surprise to me. I'm happy to be there, and I also come in with the attitude that I'm still gonna kill this shit, so everybody can know who I am when they leave. Not kill it better than this person or better than that person, because the crowd's there to see them. They're legends. They already got records. They've been going crazy for years. So now it's just, for me, it's just an opportunity to be exposed to that bass and to show what I got. You know what I mean? But it's not, yeah, that's it.
So how often do you perform? Because I did see you have a lot of live performances.
Well, I just got off tour. Shout out to Lotto. I just got off the 777 tour with her, and before that, I did my own little thing called Forever Young tour, which we're gonna pick back up on as well. Shout out to CEG too. You can see my guy Mikey Mike walking through here, but they put we just put a deal together as well that I'll be doing a lot more concerts and events with them as well. So it's gonna be a lot. It's already been a lot, but it's gonna be a lot more. Let's just say that, and I'm excited about them.
I want to keep talking about like the tours and stuff, but I didn't get to ask who your favorite battle rapper was.
My favorite battle rapper? I don't got one. I like John and Don. That's my guy, and I know him, and he's dope. I like Arsenal. He's so disrespectful.
Yeah. He's the one that fought someone, right? He fought someone, and during one of his battles.
I don't know. Because so many battles, I can't keep up with all of them because I still got to, at some point, make music, take care of my kid, film movies. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? But
I was watching them in like high school, middle school, so I had all the time in the world.
Yeah, when it's all the time in the world, you just on a computer like, oh!
Exactly.
And then send it to your friends and everybody doing that. But yeah. But yeah, that's some of them.
Do you feel like, I don't want to keep the interview on battle rap, but I appreciate that you like battle rap because I used to be a battle rap nerd, bro.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's a difference between like white battle rappers, or not even white battle rappers, just like anyone other than black battle rappers?
Of course. Well, they're gonna have a different approach. It's like a white rapper versus a black rapper. People talk about, people come from their own angle. Like with regular music, you're talking about it's your life or whatever you decide that you want to display to people. I feel like with battle rap, it's like your character. Like whatever you decide your character is gonna be. Like you have the funny one, then you have the serious. I'm gonna blow up the Afghanistan. Your mama's mom, your daddy's mom, cut off his arm. That's in a storm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. They could say some stuff like that, but then you got the other people that's gonna break you down. Like, you were a nerd in school. You were not cool. You were you even stole jewels. I heard you. You know, like they'll come with that.
Yeah.
And then it's like different, type of people.
Do you feel like there was like a line that you couldn't cross? Like, what do you feel is too much? You feel like all rules? There's no rules?
I don't know, man. I ain't battle rap for so many years, but like as far as I don't think they cross every line. and feel like, don't it? They grab your pockets. They talk about stuff. They do this to you. Sometimes they fight. It's like a lot of stuff. There was
the one battle rap that got me into actually battle rap. I remember I was on World Star one day, and I saw somebody. He pulled out he wrote it down on a notepad. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. It was like a famous rapper. Like, I think he was like a 90s hip hop rapper.
Okay.
And like in the middle of the interview, he pulled out like a notepad, and they were clowning him about pulling out the notepad. I forgot who it was. Like, after the interview, I'll show you.
Okay.
I forgot why I brought that up.
Okay. Nah, I forgot.
What was your favorite song that you making?
I don't have a favorite song. I have a lot of songs that I love that I made. But I have a new record that's about to come out real soon called Misconceptions. I can't wait for everybody to hear that. It's super dope. I actually gave a teaser on my page so they could check that out. Misconceptions, that's real dope. Man, I just love my own music, obviously. I wouldn't put it out. But the things that I like the most are like my more conscious records that like I feel like are tapping a little more deeper into my life versus just like a club record or a girl song or something like that. But like, that just tap a little deeper into it. I got a record called Thank You. That's a real dope one for something like that. What else? Promise You Won't Change. That's a pretty dope one for things like that, in that lane. Mm. Then I still have other records I love, like Slow Motion and other things like that. Yeah.
Do you feel like artists should stay in one lane and just make one type of music? Because I know you make a lot of different type of music.
Yeah, you should make whatever you want to make. experiment as much as possible. You know, like give your like I love all the artists like Tory Lanez, like Drake, like even Future. It's a lot of artists that like they could go right here, like even that's Future in the background I could hear, but they could go in this lane, they go in that lane, they go in this lane. It's just like all over, but it's dope. And some people not good at it, but if you're good at it, hell yeah, do whatever you can do.
Would you consider that you like the type of beats you like dancehall?
I love dancehall.
Like Afro beats?
I love Afro beats. I love dancehall. I love any beat that's hot though. But I've had a whole project that was surrounded with that. But I love anything that's hot.
So you don't really identify too much with the Atlanta scene, like their kind of music?
Of course. That's what I'm saying. My music, if you really listen to my music, it's so diverse. Like, I got dance hall records. I got what they would call like a West Coast record. I got Atlanta records. I got New York records. I have records, international records. It's just like, it just depends on how I'm feeling at the time when I record it, you know? So, yeah. We love it all.
Do you ever make your own beats, or like how do you get your beats?
I have several producers I work with. One of them being my guy Sam Harmonics. He produced a lot of records for me. M16, he produced a lot of records for me. Lano Beats, he produced a lot of records for me. And then that's like a lot of the bulk of my music with them. And then I'll go with other like producers, you know, outside of that. So,
Are those mainly Atlanta producers?
Huh? Atlanta?
Yeah, are they mainly Atlanta?
No, it's just if you dope, and I get a beat pack from you, I'm gonna record. Simple. Yeah.
How about outside of the music, with your acting? How did you get into acting?
I got into acting like, and I'm gonna wrap it up in like a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting tired.
That's fine.
But I got into acting. I always loved acting, and it started as me being like a movie extra. And I worked my way from being a movie extra into eventually getting roles. But as far as acting, it's something I always loved. I went years with doing movie extra work, building up my network, working with different people or whatever, and then auditioning, then eventually starting to get roles and started to go from there. Mm-hmm. And then eventually from that, now I'm into movie producing as well. Because if I'm on a project, I want to be a producer because I could bring a lot to the table outside of just acting. You know, I may bring an investor to the table. I may bring a situation to the table. I may bring the vision, whatever. So I like to get involved in that. That's new, though. Me producing is like more of a new thing, but I love it all, man. I just love entertainment. Every aspect, hosting, acting, music, producing, entertainment, modeling, fashion show, anything. I just love entertainment. It's all entertainment to me.
Do you feel like any of that takes away from what you're primarily focused on, which is the music?
No, because music ain't my primary focus. Music and film, they're both like a focus. Entertainment is my focus. I'm just as focused on behind the scenes as in front of the scenes for me.
So, what 3 songs should people listen to in order to become a Young MDK fan?
That's a very good one. It's a little more than 3 for certain. If they want island vibes, Runaway. If they into more dancehall and islandy, Runaway would be a pick. If they want substance, either Thank You, Promise You Won't Change. I have a lot of those. But Misconceptions, which is the next one I'm gonna release, as well. They should get into that. If they want to make love and they like R&B vibes and sexiness, Slow Motion, which is more R&B-ish, and I released that a few months ago. So it's just so many different things. That's just enough that they could think about it and really just start tapping into me, is what I would say.
No, dope. Give me 5 things that you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for my mother. So I guess we could say family, right?
That's the first one or 2?
Family.
Okay.
We'll say I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful to be doing what I love for a living. I'm grateful for life itself, just to be here. I'm grateful for my supporters, friends and family, and people that just support me through whatever. I'm just grateful for the supporters. And I'm grateful just to be here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm grateful for coming from what I came from and just being here. A lot of people where I came from ain't here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just for several different reasons. But they not here. So I'm grateful for it all. If I had to say that, I'm just grateful.
You're very lucky.
I'm not lucky. I'm grateful. Luck is when you accidentally find something. That would be considered luck. If I found $1,000 right here or $200,000, that would be luck. If I built concrete, like y'all was talking about concrete earlier,
yeah.
If I built this house from concrete, then you see me do the walls, then you see me put up the roof, then you see me install the lights, then you see me put the furniture in here, then you see me go out there and lay that, and then you see me go dig a pool, then you see me go water all the grass over there, then you see me put food in the refrigerator, then you see me take care of everything. That ain't luck at that point. That's hard work. That was patience. That was perseverance. That was everything that you need to do to get where you need to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm still doing that. I'm not all the way there yet. But that's what that is. It ain't luck.
No, 100%. Now give me 5 things that you want to manifest at the end of the year. By the end of this year, what are you going to accomplish and come into your life?
I'm not going to give you 5 because I'm not even going to tell everybody. They're going to just see it. You know what I mean? They're just going to see it.
You don't want to speak into existence?
I always speak into existence. I mean, I named my company before I go Hollywood, 12 years ago. Never worked in Hollywood a day in my life at that point. Been to Hollywood, but never did anything within Hollywood. And look now, I'm literally right here sitting in a mansion in Miami, beautiful Miami. Tomorrow I'm flying to Atlanta to go get some stuff and go see my daughter. The day after that, I fly to LA to have a premiere, a screening in a film festival for a movie that I'm starring in and a producer on, directed by Des Gray, called Mixed Girl in Hollywood. If that's not a manifestation, I said 12 years ago I named it that. It's 12 years later, and this is happening. So I definitely believe in speaking things into existence. I'm just not gonna, I always speak things into existence. I'm just today not gonna speak on what I'm gonna do.
That's what I
would just say, check me out, follow me, follow my journey, and then see what happens. And then we'll revisit it.
No, for sure. Before we go, I was gonna say, did you ever listen to your music back in the past, and then you listen to it and you're like, damn, I said this.
I manifested it all.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that I said in my music has manifested, has come into reality. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who do you want to shout out?
Man, I want to shout out my mother. I want to shout out God, thank him for everything. I want to shout out my daughter. I love her, that's my heart. I want to shout out all my friends, family. Shout out to my bro Cash, he out there doing his thing. Shout out to Dave Brown. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. Shout out to my guy Sam Harmonics. Shout out to my homegirl Bianca. Shout out to, I already said my daughter. Shout out to CEG. Shout out to my dude Mikey, my dude Joey. Shout out to my guy Jalen Smith. Shout out to, it's so many people I could keep going on and on, but I really want to shout out everybody. Shout out to Upscale, Leslie over at Upscale. Shout out to, man, it's just so many. I know I'm missing somebody. Somebody mad right now. Like, man, he ain't even shot me out as much as I beat. You know, shout out to my guy Melrose.
Yeah, you know he got you in his mind.
I got you on my mind. It's just so many. And I've been doing the interview all day, and I was working before that, and I got to do some work after this. So
he's a busy man.
I definitely, man, missed you, but it wasn't intentionally. I love all of y'all.
No, facts. And give us your socials, and we're going to wrap it up.
So if you're looking for me, you want to find me, you want some more game, you want to find out how to do it, how to manifest, how to go Hollywood before I go Hollywood, how to really take things to the next level, and check out my journey, Young MDK at gmail.com. That's JYOUNG So at Young MDK on everything, JYoungMDK.com. You can Google Young MDK, Young MDK on Instagram, Young MDK. That's it. And thank y'all for having me. And thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming, man.
And we out.
For sure, it's been 6 feet with the one and only Young MDK.
Let's go.